Imagine losing your parents at just 2 years old. Imagine growing up in a house where you are treated like a servant, not family, no school, no love, no protection. And when life finally seems to change, you are thrown into another house of suffering. But this is the story of a girl who turned pain into power, the story of aunty, a girl everyone ignored, until one day she returned successful, powerful, and unforgettable. Aunty was born in a small Yoruba village in Nigeria. Her parents, Kunle and Sade Ajayi, loved her deeply. They called her their little sunshine. But when aunty was only 2 years old, tragedy struck. One rainy night, her parents were returning from a trip when their car lost control. The accident took their lives instantly. And just like that, aunty became an orphan. With no one else to care for her, she was taken in by her mother's sister, a woman named Bisi Adeyemi, known in the village as Iyatola. But the house that was supposed to become her home became her prison. Iyatola had 2 children of her own, a daughter named Tola and a son named Kehinde. Every morning, Tola and Kehinde would dress in their clean uniforms and leave for school. But aunty stayed behind. She woke up before sunrise. She swept the compound, fetched water, washed clothes, cooked meals, and when the other children left for school, aunty carried a tray on her head and walked to the village market. She hawked oranges, ground nuts, sachet water, under the burning sun. One day she gathered the courage to ask her aunt a simple question. "Auntie, can I go to school too?" But her aunt laughed, a cold, cruel laugh. "School? Who will do the work in this house?" From that moment, aunty understood. She was not family. She was free labor. Years passed. Aunty grew into a tall, beautiful young girl, but beauty did not protect her. At the age of 15, something terrible happened. One night, her aunt's husband quietly entered the small room where she slept. What happened that night shattered her innocence. Aunty carried the pain in silence, because she knew something heartbreaking. No one in that house would believe her, but even through the darkness, aunty refused to let hatred consume her heart. When aunty turned 18, she met an old friend in the market. Her name was Sadel. Sadel told her something that would change her life. "There are jobs in Lagos, cleaning jobs in big houses. You can start again." That night, aunty made the most dangerous decision of her life. With nothing but a small bag, she ran away from the village, away from the suffering, away to the city of Lagos. But what she didn't know was that her struggles were not over yet. Aunty eventually got work as a housemaid in the mansion of a powerful politician, Chief Adebayo Balogun. The house was huge, luxury cars, marble floors, chandeliers, but behind the beautiful walls was another nightmare. The politician's wife, Madame Ronke Balogun, controlled the house, and she treated the maids harshly. Aunty slept on the kitchen floor. Sometimes she barely ate, but she endured everything quietly. Until the day something unexpected happened. The politician's son returned from the United Kingdom. His name was Yemi Balogun, and the moment he saw aunty, everything began to change. When Yemi arrived, all the housemaids lined up to welcome him. As he greeted everyone, his eyes stopped on one person, aunty. Even in her simple clothes, she was beautiful. But more than that, there was strength in her eyes. Soon he began talking to her. At first it was just greetings, then conversations in the garden. Aunty was terrified. "Please, sir, if your mother sees us." But Yemi didn't care about status. He saw something different. He saw her heart. One day he told her something that shocked her. "Aunty, I want to marry you." But their love story was about to face a storm. When Madame Ronke discovered the relationship, she exploded with anger. "How dare a maid think she can marry my son?" She insulted aunty, humiliated her, and then did something even worse. She threw her out of the house. Aduni was once again on the street, alone. But this time, she wasn't alone for long, because Yemi came looking for her. Yemi refused to abandon her. He searched until he found her in a small church shelter, and that same year, they left Lagos together. They moved to Abuja, away from the judgment, away from the past, and there, they got married, without his parents' blessing. Years passed, and slowly, their life blossomed. 10 years later, Aduni's life had completely changed. She was now Mrs. Aduni Balogun, a respected woman, a loving wife, a mother of 2 beautiful children, Tunde and Morenike. Meanwhile in Lagos, Yemi's parents had grown older, and regret began to fill their hearts. They begged their son to come home. Finally, he agreed. But this time, he returned with his wife and children. When they arrived Lagos, they were well received by Yemi's parents. During the dinner, Chief Balogun asked Aduni a question. "Where is your family?" Aduni paused. Then she said something unexpected. "I want to show you." They traveled back to the small village she once escaped. But the moment they arrived, everyone was shocked. Her uncle had died years ago, and the family that once mocked her had fallen apart. Tola, the aunt's daughter who once mocked Aduni, had become a prostitute. And Kehinde, the son who bullied her, had become a village thug. When they saw Aduni step out of a luxury car, with a loving husband and beautiful children, they could hardly believe their eyes. Her aunt fell to her knees. "Aduni, please forgive me." Aduni later built a school in the village, so no child would grow up the way she did. Her story spread across communities. The orphan girl who once hawked oranges became a woman of strength, grace, and success, and her life proved something powerful. Sometimes, the people who suffer the most shine the brightest in the end.
If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more powerful African stories. The next one might change the way you see the world.